Hello everyone, nice to see you again for episode 4 of a Knitted Suitcase podcast. I'm Daniela, I'm an Italian knitter based in Perth, Western Australia, and that's where the name of my podcast comes from. I traveled here in October from the UK, where I was previously working and living. And I brought with me maybe more than one suitcase full of yarn and projects, because this is my passion. This is what I love spending my time doing. And I thought this is a new start for me, and why not try and, share my knitting journey and my crafting journey, because you may see a few other things than knitting. With the amazing community on the internet or YouTube, on social medias. I mean, the knitting and crafting community is really, really amazing. And I've had so much love from you all that I'm actually here for a special thing. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. So just let's do the housekeeping first. So you find me on Ravelry as DanyUK, and you find me on Instagram as a knitted suitcase. I'm not massive on other social medias, so just please come and meet me there. These first few episodes of my podcast have been such a joy. It's been amazing to meet many new friends here in Australia, where I'm literally completely new to the knitting scene, and to keep connecting with people from the UK, where I already had my knitting community, of course, and a lot of other places around the world. I feel so blessed. I didn't expect this sort of welcome, and so the reason why I'm here today is that this is a celebration episode. This is an episode where I want to mark with you the milestone of reaching 500 subscribers here on YouTube. I mean, I'm not here for the numbers at all. I have no specific targets in terms of followers, subscribers at all, but still, it blows my mind to think that so many people have decided to stick with me. And so let's cut it short. I want to say thank you with a giveaway. I'll come to that in a minute, though. I want to start briefly sharing a few more details about this top that I was wearing in my previous episode number 3. And well, it raised quite a few queries and comments by all of you, so I thought I'd just speak a bit longer about it. This is the Anker's shirt by Petite Knits. It doesn't need much introduction, as it is super popular. I think she's got various versions of it, also for children, long sleeved. In this case, it's the short sleeved version. It is a round yoke, top down sweater with this particular sort of design construction, where you have the round yoke, and then when the pattern, which is there are a series of ribbing bands, when that's done, you also have some raglan increases to make the fit really, nice and lovely to wear. I knitted mine in a yarn that's called KPC Glencool. It is a 70/30 merino cotton. 70/30 merino cotton yarn called, can't do this today. So I knitted mine in KPC Glencool DK. This is a 70/30 merino cotton yarn, and chose this color called Parakeet that I absolutely adore. It's a kind of a minty green. The yarn is very, very nice, very soft and pleasant to work with. And it's got an incredible stitch definition that, probably because of the content of cotton, of course, that is making this yoke pattern really shine. It is a garment that means a lot to me, as I said previously, it was my airplane knit for my journey here to Australia when we first moved in October. So there are quite important memories linked to it. And well, there is also a little secret to it, that if you've seen my post on Instagram from the time I completed it, you'll have seen already. There it is. So it's my usual mischievous me that ran out of yarn just for the final, well, how many are they? Probably 10 stitches of the bind off. I could have very well ripped off the whole, ribbing at the bottom and started one round earlier and had enough of yarn to complete the bind off, but couldn't be bothered. And honestly, I like this little, sort of special mark that makes this garment just my own. Nobody else has got the same, have they? Yeah, in terms of yarn, KPC, I think it's a Chinese brand, but it's organic fibers. And honestly, I invite you to look it up, because the range of color they've got for this one, and also for, they've got a cotton only yarn, they've got a merino only yarn, in all the same colors. It's amazing. If you are a lover of color, you should really check it out. I'm actually thinking of that yarn for a Koran cardi. You will probably have seen the Crea Bear's latest release, the Koran cardi, which is an all-over lace super pretty cardigan. I'll add a photograph for you to check it out. So that's very high on my list of knits. I'm just not thinking I'll start it very soon, because I did a few purchases of yarn, let's say this week, and I really haven't got the budget to buy that yarn now. And I want that card in that yarn. So I'll just, keep it for a moment when my budget has got replenished a little bit. So let me talk to you about this tea that I've been testing for my lovely friend Lea Klein, or Lea Amber's Knits on Instagram. This is called the Samosope tea, and it is a pattern that hasn't been released yet. It will be released at the end of May, so a little bit of time for you to start planning your own version, because I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. If you give it a go, you'll need definitely more than one of them. So the pattern, I'll tell you the characteristics, let's say, to start with. It's a top-down tee with a raglan shape, and it's raglan construction. The gauge is 24 stitches per 32 rows in 4 inches or 10 centimeters, and it's knit with fingering weight yarn on a 3.5 millimeter needles. The size range is very inclusive, and also suggests that you can finish the sleeves and the body with an I-cord or with just a simple bind off, because this is meant to be a relaxed top to enjoy in the warmer seasons. Lea is in the UK, so she's planning for summer. But let me tell you, I think it's a perfect canvas for lots and lots of interpretations and versions that you may, decide to come up with. Of course, here it's autumn in Australia, so I decided to knit mine in a blend of wool and linen. Unfortunately, I can't tell you the details because it's a mystery yarn from a trip that I did to a wool warehouse in Italy last time I went. So it's just a cone and I haven't got many details, I'm afraid. So I am all over the place today. My mind is not thinking straight, unfortunately. And I want to tell you the reason why. So I'm on my own because my children are both away having an amazing adventure at a massive scout camp that's happening in Australia, here in Perth at the minute. My husband is away as he's in the UK for work. And I mean, this was the perfect day to do my recording and to spend time with you with no pressure. Now, I've just been told that today parents are allowed to go to the camp and see what the children are doing and spend some time with them. And I can't not go. I'm too intrigued to see them. And I haven't seen my son for 6 days now. No, for a whole week. So, I mean, I'm dying to go, but I still want to record this episode. So bear with me. It'll probably be a mess, but I'll do my best to, tell you everything I've got in mind and then, go and enjoy my children. So what I want to say about this tea is that it's a lovely piece. There's plenty of space for you to enjoy it in different versions. The testers, because mine was a test knit, did an amazing job with different colors. The yarn Lea used is a knitting for olive silk, I think. So it's extremely drapey and it has got a range of beautiful colors. So if you want to follow Lea on her Instagram, you'll see photographs that she is now posting of the finished objects popping up, and they're all amazing. I'll stand up quickly to give you a better look at my own version. So what I did is adding a few modifications, of course, because you know me, I can't do differently. And my modifications were adding this pocket on the chest, which is done in a mohair, 2 strands of mohair yarn, and also finishing the sleeves and the hem with a little round of mohair and then folding the hemline. And I also got this sort of oversized look, quite cropped oversized look, that is actually, I mean, it was such a pleasant knit. It was going, so quickly, and I relaxed so much into it that as soon as I finished the raglan increases, I basically relaxed too much, and my gauge started growing. Me and my gauge issues. My gauge started growing, and so I got this very flowy, not only very, but I got a look that is more flowy that I actually had meant to get. And of course, also my decision to do the folded hem sort of, added to the flowiness of it because it tends to flare out a little bit. Still, I have to tell you, I'm super happy with it. I think I'll wear it loads, and I think it does look absolutely cute. Talking about yarns, the mohair I used for the details is a Concept by Katia, 50 mohair shades, and the color is number 42. And I'm reading it from my very own special page that I've got on my journal for this project. So you've got my schematic here, you've got my notes, you've got my starting and finishing date. So I cast these on the 27th of March and bound it off on the 16th of April. If you consider that it's knit in 3.5 millimeter needles, that was a quick knit, at least for me. And the total weight of the yarn I used for it is 162 grams. So literally with 1 skein and a half of fingering, you can knit my version, which is a size 3. The pocket, I had considered whether I should sort of work it in the fabric, like leaving some stitches on hold to sort of start knitting from the fabric I had already created. But in the end, I was really, I couldn't wait to make the pocket and see how it would turn up. So I just knitted it as a separate square, and I've been this morning only sewing it in the fabric, and I think it looks really pretty. What I've done for the sleeves, on the contrary, was when I had reached the length that I meant, this is 28 centimeters from the neck to the bottom of the rib of the sleeve, which is halfway my top arm. I did a round of knitting in mohair and then a round of purling in mohair, and then I attached the main color again and did another 3 or 4 rounds, and I then did some sewing, basically going through the live stitches and through the purl bumps on the reverse, and until all the stitches had been secured. And honestly, I think the result is nice. There isn't much pulling, and it looks definitely very neat. But before I close with this tee, let me just invite you to have another look at the fit of the neck. I mean, this is just perfection for me. The short rows make it, make the neckline into a perfect shape. It sits beautifully on your neck, and the raglan increases are so lovely. I adore this crisp line that's creating here. And I think even if you do it in all in the same color, very simple, no I-cord, nothing, this line really makes the garment so special and so classic and so, really sophisticated. I adore it. Well done, Lea! The very last thing is that I mean to enter this one in can you hear the plane? Very loud planes around here. So I mean to enter it in a make-along by Ruth of the podcast Ruth Loves to Knit. And here again, my friends, if you don't know her, you have to check her out, because Ruth is, she spreads so much joy and love around herself. She's such a generous, incredible person, and please go and see her. So Ruth has started a make along with the hashtag you feel free in 23, and I'll list all these notes in my description box below. Please go and check that out, because of course I have felt very free with this tea, as I do with most of my projects really, and done all the modifications I wanted. I have checked it out with Lea. She was fine with it, and yes, I've let my imagination go wild, as you could see. So, living in this very cute bag that my daughter made for me, it's Mum, and that's G, the initial of her name, and this is like a, animal made up with parts of all different animals, but I love it. So here is my pink sheep cardi by Ruka Knits. I've spoken of it previously, and I've also started a project page on Ravelry for it, so you can go and check out the details there. So this is an oversized jacket, cropped, with 3/4 sleeves, that has, it is a garment that I'm knitted with the plan of using it more as an outdoor jacket than as a pullover or as a cardigan to wear in the house, as it is quite a thick fabric that you get. It's knit, the upper part, which is all stock garter stitch, is knit in 6mm needles, while the bottom part of the body and the rest of the sleeves is knit in fisherman rib. And oh my goodness, I can't stop doing this fisherman rib. The squishiness of this fabric is absolutely sensational. Look at it. It's literally 3D. Of course it's 3D, it's an object in real life, but I am absolutely in love with it, and I can't wait to, carry on and get to the end of the body and do this at least one sleeve and see how it is on me, because I think I love this one. It is quite a statement piece. If, I understand not everybody would enjoy wearing something like this, but I absolutely adore it. It's knit, because I've got a page for it as well, in this yarn, which is a discontinued yarn, Alta Moda Cashmere by Lana Grossa, which is a German brand. It's, let me tell you, 80% virgin wool, 20% cashmere, and it's got this sort of chained construction, but it's absolutely soft and squishy. The yarn, I think, is perfect for this project, and I'll keep you posted, because this is gonna be sensational, I think. The colorway of this yarn is 033. I started it in February, really, but I sort of neglected it for a bit. But now it's not going to be neglected anymore until I have finished it. And let me show you the page for on my knitting journal for it as well. So you see here the schematic of the garment. You'll get these very sort of special sort of statement sleeves, and yeah, very, very interesting. But let me now get to the bit that everyone I think is now curious to hear, and that's my giveaway. 500 subscribers. I couldn't believe it. And I have at the moment to just spend another word to thank, in particularly, to thank everybody who's joined, but particularly Lucy of the podcast, These Nanny Knits, who's mentioned me in her latest episode. Go and check her out, please. She's the sweetest person, the most generous knitter, and she does deserve everybody's support. So she shared about my podcast with a lot of very, very nice words. So I sort of, in a very short period, not only I got to the 500 mark, but I'm nearly at 600 subscribers now. So thank you, Lucy. Thank you to everybody who's sticking with me. I'm so happy to have made so many new friends. So I wanted to say thank you. I wanted really to, give something back to the community for this amazing support. And I've decided to do a giveaway. So the giveaway is running here on YouTube. And what you have to do to enter is just commenting below by telling me what your favorite color is, because I'm a lover of color, so I can't wait to hear all about your favorite ones. And I will just randomly draw one winner from the comments before I podcast next time. So the winner will be announced in my next podcast. I don't think that will be sooner than another 2 or 3 weeks. So you've got a little bit of time. Of course, I would appreciate very much if you could not only like, but also subscribe if you're not a follower just yet. And, just say hello and tell me about your color. That's the clue to be part of the giveaway. But I suppose you want to see the prizes as well, of course. So I've got a little knitting goodness package for you. There are 3 prizes for the same person that will be picked. And the first one is this beautiful skein of yarn that I got from a dyer local to me, a lovely lady called Michelle who lives here in Perth. I really want to support, local makers and, people who put their heart in what they do and time and effort. So the brand is Dying to Knit, and I picked for you this beautiful, beautiful green, tealy, speckled color. I love it so much. The name is Journey to the Bottom of the Sea, and it's 4-ply luscious sock, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 100 grams, approximately 400 meters. I mean, look at all the speckles, at all the shades. I must say teal, of all the colors, is probably my very, very first choice if I have to tell you what color I love most. So it couldn't be any different color. And as you know, I've been sort of having a bit of fun with sewing. I have made a special bag for you with my little tiny hands. So this is a knitting project bag that I have sewn using this fabric that, if teal is my favorite color, this print, goodness me, it puts them all together, all my favorite colors. You've got the bright pink, you've got the purple, you've got the yellow and the orange and the light teal. I adore this print. You will remember that I showed you I was making a bag for me with this same print last time. So this one is your own. It is a long bag rather than a wide one, but it can fit very easily 2 skeins of yarn in it. You've got some pretty lining inside, and you've got a pink pocket that's matching the pink outside, and you've got the drawstring there. It's my favorite kind of bag, drawstrings, as opposed to zipper, because you've got your handles and you've got your fastening all in ones. The bottom of it is nice and lined, so it can stand upright for you. And if you find it is not pleasant to have a tall bag, you can still fold it down and have like a little basket for you there. So this is going to the lucky winner, but there is one more important prize going together with this little package, and that is a pattern of your choice from my friend Lea's catalog, let's say. So as I said, Lea's designed this lovely t-shirt that is not out yet. It'll be out in May, so if you get to be picked as a winner before the release of this tee, you can decide to wait and just get it as soon as it is released, or you can choose among the other patterns that she's already published. You find them on Ravelry. She's got a beautiful jumper, the port side jumper. I'll add a photo here with an incredibly new, mind-blowing construction that I haven't knitted yet, but it's very high, again in my queue. She's got some headbands, very cute headbands, if you don't feel like you're a very expert knitter, or if you just want a simple sort of, accessory pattern to have fun with. So you will just have to let me know which one you want, and I'll send the pattern over to you. Okay? Well, that's it for today, I think. It is a bit of a mess, this podcast. I've told you why, and I've loved talking to you anyway. I always do, and I hope you decide to give my giveaway a go, and please share it with your friends, and the more the merrier, and good luck with it, and take care now. I'm rushing away. Thanks so much for watching, for all your comments, for all your likes, for subscribing, and for being great friends to me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.